Those kind of stories I've heard for a number of years,
Okay.
and I don't know why, because they seem to be ignoring the most significant trend in commodities is it's good that they're coming out when prices are lower, because those are coming out in 2022 when prices are higher. And the significant fact is we still have an increasing excess of supply versus demand in the U.S. Liquid fuels, crude oil, biofuels, NGLs, you name it. So that maybe is going to start mattering. To me, it's more the macro. We do have a new administration that's fairly motivated for lower crude oil, and it's, we're seeing the supply curtailment from OPEC that was in for a few years coming back on, and we're seeing demand decline in China. So I don't see what stops it other than lower prices. To me, that's more of a stuff that's really in the weeds. It's the macro that's overwhelming. And to me, the biggest next step is for crude oil to stay above 60, it absolutely, above 65, last year's low.
Yep.
It absolutely needs the stock market to go up, which means what happens if it goes down? We all saw what happened. Everything bottomed in April, about April 9th, the stock market bottomed.
All right, they've been waiting to write this headline forever. Bloomberg News. Bitcoin surpasses 111,000 for the first time. Come on now. I mean, I'm buying it because it's just a commodity.
You're not buying it.
No, but I mean, if I had stupid money, I just, it's one of those things that you're going to look back and say, 20,000, 40,000, 60,000. I mean, I don't know what's driving it.
Well, I have to admit, I'm not on board for this rally. To me, it's
And
getting...
you haven't been for a while.
No, since last year. Since ETFs, my goal was initially waiting for ETFs to get launched. Once we got the kick in from the President Trump switching back over, finally he figured it out. And we had all the mess speculative Hubry and SX was coming. I feel like this is a pile-on trade now. And it's very risky. And the bottom line I've been pointing out forever, I do like that, right? I've been writing forever, is it digital gold or leverage beta? Right now, to me, it's much more leverage beta. But the fact that it's up almost 20% in the year and that the stock market's flat is great, but it's still being beat by the rock. Gold is still beating Bitcoin in this environment. So that ratio right now, it's getting up to about 34 ounces of gold per one Bitcoin. It's the same as 2021. It's picking up. But I view these levels as very speculative, excessive. And there's one story in the Bloomberg terminal today that pointed out someone was putting in 40x leverage on a Bitcoin position, over $1 billion. And the key thing they point out here was the stop was below the mark. And it struck me, having traded with stops my whole life in futures, and I used to have hair, is you could run through those stops and markets are closed. You can gap through them. But this market never closes. So I think it enhances people to put on more and more leverage and risk, which I think is the stage we're getting now. It's just getting a little too excessive.